If you're brokering the tickets for less and selling tickets for far more than face value that have never been sold to the public, be proud of it. You know, tell everybody how you're making more money for the school. That's an office. If I go to that address, it's a enterable building or it's a lock and sealed building, or you don't know?
I've not been there myself, but you should be able to enter the building.
You can also send an email to compliance-integrity@osu.edu.
Say it isn't so. Clark effed us over. Can you go check on the second floor to see if there's anybody in at the Office of University Compliance and Integrity? And then
I'll go check, but I will give them a call and leave a message.
Okay, and then you'll come back and tell us whether there's somebody there?
I have to hop on a call.
Well, how would then what's the point of you checking?
Because you asked.
Well, what, you're gonna check and then you'll know and we won't? So it's October 9th and I came back here, it's last year at Ohio State University on August 26th, where I came here to the ticket office asking to speak to Brett Scarborough about a program by which the university sells tickets to third-party ticket brokers that never got sold to the general public so that they can make more money on those tickets. It seems very unethical and wrong. So I talked to them about that here. Yeah, I was here like back on August 26th. Mm-hmm. And then I was talking, and there was a young lady, not you, at this desk about, I was asking for Brett Scarborough, I'm a reporter, relating to the university brokering tickets to third parties. And the young lady took down my name and my information and said he would get back to me. But my understanding is that you guys sell tickets through Tickets for Less?
We don't sell tickets through Tickets for Less.
I think you guys do resell of tickets from individuals, but you do resell of tickets that you got from Ohio State. I'd like to make sure that I in particular get a ticket that's one of them that was brokered to you by Ohio State. Those are tickets that came from the university?
Yeah, it looks like it, yep.
Huh, that's funny. That's what Chris Booker led me to believe. Do you know who that is?
No.
Director of Media and PR. So you have a third-party broker agreement with, my understanding is, Tickets for Less. And he said face value tickets are sold to them. Is he here, or do you know anybody that's here? And you guys give them tickets?
Okay, I mean...
that are never, tickets that are never otherwise sold to the general public. Brett Scarborough?
Okay.
Do you know that name?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brett Scarborough has been part of this.
And I'm going to get your information down. My supervisor's in a meeting right now. So
okay. I heard tell the other guy that before me. So
he can give you a little bit more information, or we can get more information for you. What's a good phone number?
It's all on the card. All that's information on the card is.
Sounds good. Okay. So then you should be all set for now, and then we can give you a call with more information.
But nobody's ever gotten back to me.
All right, let me go grab my supervisor. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Then I have another question after that. Okay, thank you.
A few moments later.
So we just kind of want a little confirmation on what exactly you talked about last time, just to see like what got communicated back to them.
So Brett, so you guys broker tickets that have never been sold to the general public? Yes, you do. You have a contract. This is an investigation we've been doing. I have Tickets for Less on a recorded call talking about it. Okay, so you can't sit there and say you don't broker tickets. It's not your thing, you're just at the front desk, but you can't say that you don't broker tickets when you clearly do. The only thing that you have a contract with them, the only dispute seems to be how much money is the university getting over face value. Those parts of your contract with Tickets for Less for that brokering, those are redacted, so citizens of Ohio can't tell how much more you're selling tickets for over what the Board of Regents say you're allowed to.
So is this what you talked about when you came here in August?
And the woman took down and she took down, and Brett Scarborough was going to contact me back. She had like a sheet of paper that was like, I'm colorblind, but it wasn't white paper, it was off color.
Yeah, I know.
And she said he would call me back.
Okay.
And he never did.
Okay, I'll relay that to him. He just wanted confirmation on what it was.
Okay. He may be leaving out of the back door of the building at this time because she's confirmed that he's here, but he didn't get back to me since August. And by the way, he knows exactly, if they said Chris Hicks, Brett Scarborough, know exactly what it is that I'm here for. I'll actually be impressed if he shows up here at this window or he shows there he walks out. A lot of these people in these kind of positions, half of it is just be man enough to talk to the person. They run and hide and they make themselves look, more and more sketchy by the way they run away, the way they redact contracts. If you're brokering the tickets for less and selling tickets for far more than face value that have never been sold to the public, be proud of it. Tell everybody how you're making more money for the school. Maybe the school's going broke. But this is not a private university like Notre Dame. This is a public university. It's Ohioans' university. So they are a government institution. So they are subject to the laws that affect government institutions, like that they shouldn't be selling tickets for more than what the Board of Regents has voted to sell tickets for.
A few moments later.
I actually feel sorry for the women that work this front desk here. It's probably men too. It's just when I've come in 12 times, it's been a woman working the front desk that they have to, call me old school, but what kind of man puts a woman in a position to be the go-between like this? That's not what a man does. A man would come out here and talk.
A few moments later.
Hi.
Are you Brett?
I'm not. My name is Clark. Brett's not available right now.
Well, she just said he was here. She just said she was going to go talk to him. We've been watching for speeding cars in the parking lot of him running. But you're Clark?
Yeah, my name's Clark.
A few moments later.
So did she tell you what I'm here for? The first thing is it's not what really, there's something else, like another question I have. But Brett Scarborough, I came in here before about the ticket broker contract with Tickets for Less, where you guys give tickets to them that have never been sold to the general public. But do you have any comment on any of that stuff about the ticket brokering?
Yeah, so my understanding was that there was a public records request made for...
I can't hear you.
So my understanding was that there was a public records request made for all of that.
I might make a public record request now, but I did not make. Well, there was a public record request made for the contract, okay? And the contract is so heavily redacted that you can tell that there's a royalty, but the royalties are not visible as to what's going on. And Brett seemed to be proud that this athletic program support themselves without tax dollars because of things like this. So I think, if you're proud of the activity, and he's proud of the activity, he would, because I asked for things that were never provided, like the remittance advices from Tickets for Less, or the payments from, which would all be public records, but those are being hidden right now. But that dates, so you're right, there was a record request for the contract, but there was also an interview request that the young lady took down. He never got back one way or the other, and apparently he's not available too much, or he's hiding in the back room somewhere. Send you out.
Yeah, so my understanding...
I can't hear you again. That thing is not on.
My understanding was that public records request was made, and we provided what we needed to provide for that, and we don't have any further comment on it.
But the records that I got would imply that he lied. Okay, because they're like, we don't, we sell them at face value, we don't do this. So the records request would seem to imply that Brett lied about that the university makes more money. The Board of Regents of the university statutorily is who sets the prices by which the athletics can sell tickets. So if you're selling tickets at different prices to third-party vendors to make more money, it could be a violation of the law in terms of the Board of Regents and what prices they approved for tickets to be sold. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and I'm sticking to...
Okay.
We provide what we...
I can't hear you again. That thing must have a proximity thing. You just have to get... Because when you get close to it, it always works. But as soon as you get more than this far away...
Yeah, so we provided what we needed to provide, and we don't have any further comment on it.
Okay, so then the other reason I'm here for is you might be aware that at least as the Columbus Dispatch story on August 18th, that you guys, in a court case... it was actually Court of Claims case 2023-0498 PQ, then 10th District Court of Appeals 2024 AP 0016, and then the Supreme Court declined jurisdiction, which means the Court of Appeals decision becomes their decision. So as a result of that, you might be aware of this, you had to release, and this is your own statement, a set of records. Are you aware of what I'm talking about? Okay, I would like to inspect those records right now. Because per the statute, you have to make available to me for inspection.
So then you're referring to the names and seat location
Yeah,
stuff?
reasonable times. Yes, the things that you've already released. The things that you've already released because of that lawsuit. So you need to provide those during your business hours. You have to allow inspection. And those shouldn't be an issue because if there was some redaction or anything you had to do in those records, that would already be done because you've already told in your own communications that those have been released. So I'd like to inspect those records now during your regular business hours.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Go back and get that stuff for you.
Okay.
A few moments later.
Okay. So I've been told that we would need that in order to fulfill that. We need to receive that from the Office of Public Records. So that request would have to be made through the.
That's not true. That's not statutory.
Well, that's what I've
That's
been
you
told.
inventing the laws.
So that's the answer I have to give you.
So you acknowledge that this is the location where this information exists?
Yeah, like we have that information, but we need that request.
Okay,
through
so
the
I'm
public.
making the request. No, you may want to have some rule, but the statute allows me as a citizen to make the request to the office. This is the office, okay? I'm at the location where the data is. It's part of athletics. So, but you're telling me you're not going to provide that information that's already been released as a result of a lawsuit.
Yeah, so we need the request through the Office of Public Records.
Well, you can go, I've made the request to you. I don't need to do that. I don't even need to put it in writing in Ohio law.
Well, that's the answer I have for you.
Okay, so the second thing, I want to make a verbal record request to you, okay? So you might want to jot it down because I'm making it to you, which I'm allowed to do is under statute. Are you going to want to write it down or not write it down?
Can you explain it first and then?
For the football team, I would like to have the seat locations of all season tickets holders from the 2020, 2024, and 2025 seasons. Those three were not part of what was released because from my understanding, it's not part of what was requested in the lawsuit. But it's been established by court that that information is public record. So I'm seeking that information for the 3 years that were not part of what was released for the lawsuit. 2020, 2024, and 25 for football only. I'm not asking about the basketball. That was another part of this.
Okay, I can check on that, but I have a feeling that's going to be the same answer.
Now, I don't need to go to somebody else to make the request. I'm making the request at the public office right now.
And I'm just telling you that's the answer that I have.
A few moments later.
I think what's happened in the case of some other big-name public universities that have gotten into this ticket scalping thing is when it becomes more public information, a lot of them, there's outrage over it, and they reverse it. This is not Notre Dame. It's not a private college that can do what it wants. This is a public university, and there's an obligation to the citizens of Ohio to not be gouging them.
A few moments later.
So I've got documentation that has all the information about the Public Records Office. It's got an email here, and then this last page also has the location. There's a location, email address, and phone number on here. So I can get.
And that's an office. If I go to that address, it's a enterable building, or it's a locked and sealed building, or you don't know?
I've not been there myself, but you should be able to enter the building.
I also try to get some records relating to already released season ticket holder information. So what happened is there was a case against the university about information on season ticket holders, and the university lost the case at the Court of Claims. They lost the case at the appeals court, not entirely, but there was a set of information that they had to release. And this is their own statement made to the public as to what needed to get released. It had to do with both football and basketball season ticket holder information. So what I did is I came in and I asked to see that information that had already been released. So the information that through the court had already been released. And they admitted that they have it here, but that I have to go to some other place to get permission to share it when, according to the statute, during their regular business hours, they need to make that information available to somebody that comes in. So I don't get, if you're wanting to dig a hole and look corrupt, these guys are doing a pretty good job doing it. You know, when a court, you're a public university, when the Supreme Court says you have to do something, get a freaking smile on your face and hand it over whenever anybody comes in. Okay, so now I'm at 1501 Neal, which is where Clark Seema told me I need to go to get records that are at his office. And there's no listing of a public records office here. So I'm going to assume that the Office of University Compliance and Integrity means public records office. See, it's what happened to our universities. Instead of just calling it the public records unit, they have to have things in there that are probably entirely not true. Whenever people start using words that don't just describe what it is, like public records office, to make it confusing, like integrity, the Office of Integrity, you know there's some sort of libtards involved. I'm going to call the Office of Compliance and Integrity. So part of integrity would be you answer your phones promptly.
A few moments later.
You have reached the Ohio State University Office of University Compliance and Integrity. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message. You can also send an email to compliance-integrity@osu.edu. Someone will...
Say it isn't so. Clark effed us over. That's an office. If I go to that address, it's a enterable building or it's a locked and sealed building, or you don't know?
I've not been there myself, but you should be able to enter the building.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more options.
My name is Chris Hicks, and I'm a reporter with the Watchdog Wire, and I was sent to 1501 Neal Avenue from Schottenstein Center for some public records by a Clark Seema, and I'm standing at your door, and I actually asked, is there like a lobby? Can I go in there? Is it going to be a locked building? But I assume that this is the right office, but your name isn't Public Records Office. It's some mumbo-jumbo about compliance and integrity on the door. But could you call me back? I'm going to stand here. I'll walk around the building and see if there's a way to get in. But I want to get some public records during normal business hours that have already been released. My number is 513-289-4341. Again, 513-289-4341. And again, my name is Chris Hicks, and I'm with the Watchdog Wire. And I was sent here by Clark Seema, who is over in Schottenstein Center and is associated with something to do with ticket sales. Thank you. So what I'll do now while I'm waiting is walk around the building to see if I can find any way to get into the place, or that the Office of Integrity is locked solid all around the building from any public possibly getting near the integrity. Because if we got near the integrity, God only knows what it would do to our minds to be so close to the integrity. I don't see any entrances on the front side of the building here. I'm seeing some integrity here. There's a handicap ramp. This is where handicapped people come and get stonewalled on getting their records, but they have a ramp to come up. So you can see in there, I don't know if you can see if I get close enough. There's a nice big public lobby in there, paid for by the taxpayers. But you're locked out of this building, and we were sent here specifically for records, so they should theoretically know that we're coming. And it's a totally locked and sealed building. Did you have like an appointment here or something, or?
No, I just need to drop something off. They're different.
We were sent, we called. Yeah. We were sent here by the athletics department to get some records. And it's really just a runaround, you know, to have. But you wonder, like, why do they need that big lobby in there for people when they don't let people in?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great day.
Yep.
Is there anybody with the Office of Compliance and Integrity here? We were sent here from Schottenstein Center specifically for a set of records. And then we get here and it's a locked building. I called, I'm assuming they said the Public Records Office. That I'm assuming is the
Public Records is in our building.
It's per your website, per the university's website, that they printed it out.
We've had a lot of movement in our building.
So 1501 Neal Avenue.
That is our building, but
second
we
floor,
a lot of...
which would be maybe the Office of University Compliance and Integrity means. Oh yeah, it is the Office of University Compliance and Integrity.
Possibly. I would give them a call.
I have.
Just to see if anyone's in the office, because not everybody's in the office.
Well, I'm here from Cincinnati. I'm a reporter,
Uh-huh.
and it's absolutely asinine. They said they have the records over at Schottenstein Center. But for some reason I need to come here. They told me there was a public lobby here where I could get somebody, and now you're telling me nobody might be there.
We do keep the door locked, unfortunately, and I don't.
But can you figure out, is there anybody working at the Office of University Compliance and Integrity right now? I take it that's not your office. I take it so I appreciate you talking to me, but
Yeah.
but I've come from Cincinnati. I'm a reporter. We've been doing an investigation for like 3 months now.
Mhm.
And so it just is a very bad look that this runaround.
I wouldn't know anything about their
Can
office.
can you go check on the second floor to see if there's anybody in at the Office of University Compliance and Integrity? And then
I'll go check, but I
Okay.
will give them a call and leave a message.
okay,
They
and then
should
you'll
be
come
able to
back and
see.
tell us whether there's somebody there?
I have to hop on a call.
Well, how would then what's the point of you checking?
Because you asked.
Well, what, you're gonna check and then you'll know and we won't?
If someone's there,
What's
I'll
your
have them
name?
come down and meet you. Have a nice day.
Fucking asinine. Well, he's going to go ask if anybody's there, but he doesn't have the time to come tell us if anybody's there. You know what I'm going to do while I'm standing here? So we have determined, because I looked at that paper closer, that what he was calling the Public Records Office is actually this Office of Integrity or whatever, the Office of Non-Compliance and Unethical Behavior. Okay, so I'm going to call back Clark. I got his number, and I'll call back Clark saying we're over here, and we can't get in the building, or I'm over here, I can't get in the building.
A few moments later.
The person you are trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hey Clark, this is Chris Hicks with the Watchdog Wire again. We came over to this building, 1501 Neal Avenue. It's a locked building. We called the number, and then it just happened somebody was at the door for another person later when I looked around the building all over looking for where this place was. And so then the person came to the door and said he would go find out if there was somebody even working in the Office of Compliance and Integrity, but he didn't have time to come back and tell us whether there was somebody working there or not. And then he slammed the door. Could you call the Office of Compliance and Integrity, or maybe you got some like chat thing or something you didn't do? You know, we've been doing an investigation. Come back I gave more than a month for your boss to reply. He just hides. And you send us on a goose chase over to this building. You send me on a goose chase over to this building, and there's nobody. The door's locked, and the person that came to the door, frankly goofball, that told us told me he would go ask, but then he doesn't have time to come back and tell us because he's got sound like a Zoom call or something he needs to do. All right, so I don't think anybody's going to come to this door. I think that this place is a cesspool of lack of transparency and hiding things, and basically just being liars. And he's going to get back to you. We're not brokering tickets on the third. They just lie. And what scares me is this is what you pay like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year to send your kid to, a place where they teach them how to lie and be unethical. I mean, it's great. They probably do pretty good in Columbus, maybe get involved in Ohio government. But, you know, the Office of Compliance and Integrity you want to talk about oxymoron, that's an oxymoron. If you think it is a good thing to sell tickets at higher than face value through brokers that have never been sold to the Ohio citizens, then be proud of that. Go tell them how much money you're making by gouging people on tickets. So ultimately they said you have to go to some other address. It's basically just stonewalling because they don't seem to believe here that they are a part of Ohio government, which they are. They think they are some private university like Notre Dame or something, and they've lost touch with reality.